Can I film sometime you killing the sheep with your own bare hands? Can I film that?
You could actually film me taking it down on a bandsaw, because I actually know how to do that.
Film that?
Hey everybody, this is Klaus from Plant-Based Season with the Dog, and what you just saw was a clip from the debate at Google Talks. It was a debate between Kip Andersen from What the Health, Dr. Joel Kahn, a plant-based doctor, and the man behind the Bulletproof diet, Dave Asprey.
I decided, well, I could work out 6 days a week. In fact, I can cut my calories to 1,800 calories. I can go vegan before it was cool. And all I got was fatter and more tired.
So that was Dave Asprey basically saying that he used to try a vegan diet and he got fat and sick. It's a shame he doesn't really talk about what kind of vegan diet it was. It could have been really processed, for example. But anyway, if you don't know him, he now recommends a high-fat, ketogenic, non-vegan diet called the Bulletproof diet. And the debate got kind of interesting on the stage because he was up against Kip Andersen, the vegan guy behind the film What the Health, and also plant-based doctor, Dr. Joel Kahn. But first up, after that, Kip Andersen actually accuses him of taking drugs, which is pretty funny. Check this out.
You mentioning like when you did this biohacking and losing weight, it's very important to recognize, and you say this openly, that you were on steroids and testosterone and legal, as you call it, meth, but safer, for 8 years. And I think that's very important.
That is false.
That's
just so we can be really clear.
Okay. Well, it was modafinil or some sort of speed. If I am jacked up on
speed, dude. Get your science right.
Okay. Something that's for narcoleptics. Does anyone know what narcolepsy is? It's someone who takes that for steroids. And I think it's just very important to note that that's not left out, because that's very important in this equation. So
I actually just used Bulletproof coffee and the normal stack of relatively lightweight smart drugs that I do every day.
we can do this without getting jacked up on drugs.
Here's the deal. I went off the stuff for 3 years while developing the Bulletproof diet. The fact that I use cognitive enhancers kicks ass. And the fact that you're not doing them might be why there's cigars on hot dog buns in your movie.
The fact that I use cognitive enhancers kicks ass. And the fact that you're not doing them might be why there's cigars on hot dog buns in your movie. What?
Wow, that's a pretty bad joke. I don't even get it.
I actually calculated the deaths per calorie of the Bulletproof diet. I was in Tibet where I discovered yak butter tea that was the genesis for Bulletproof coffee. And I was vegetarian at the time, and I said, hey, Mr. Lama, the guy who leads the monastery at 15,000 feet, and I said, that's a yak skin on your prayer pole, and your sign over there says no killing, no lying, no drugs. So you're a hypocrite. And he started laughing. He goes, well, one death feeds everyone. And we talked about it for about an hour. And I live on an organic farm. We raise our own sheep. I've been to the slaughterhouse. I haven't had a grain-fed animal in 10 years. And if you're eating grain-fed meat right now, you're doing it wrong. You're harming the planet. You're harming yourself.
So just to paraphrase, Dave, Bulletproof Diet Asprey is saying that processed meat's really bad, but unprocessed meat, specifically grass-fed meat, is really good for human health and the planet.
Dave may not have seen it, may have seen it. October 2nd, 2017, 127-page publication by Oxford University on the impact of grass-fed beef on the environment. It's as deleterious to greenhouse gas production as is CAFO-based grain-fed beef, according to science. And I'm always going to science. There's no beef on the planet that has fiber. There's no beef on the planet that has much in the way of rich vitamins. We know those are plant-based.
That was Joel Kahn, who's a plant-based cardiologist. And what's really cool about this debate is it was 2-on-1. He had two plant-based people versus one the Bulletproof diet guy recommending a meat-based diet. Normally in these kind of events, like the Doctor's Show a couple of months ago, the people recommending a meat-based diet far outnumbered the plant-based people, and that Doctor's Show actually got really ugly. Check out the clip.
Am I on the Doctors or am I on some kind of show? Seriously, guys, stop.
So that was Dr. Garth Davis from the Doctor's Show a couple of months ago. It got really, really ugly. I covered the event. It's got like 400,000 views. If you want to see that, check the link down below. But Joel Kahn in this debate was more of a peacemaker, and he tried to find a lot of common ground.
I want you to walk out of here with something you can do. So number one, eat minimally processed foods. I think all three of us will say that's right. That's not the middle of the grocery store. That's not vending machines usually. That's not fast food. That's not gas station food. Eat minimally processed. Eat close to nature. If you can find farmers markets, if you can find produce frozen Vegetables are often better than stuff that's been transported 2,000 miles from California to my home in Detroit.
Despite the peacemaking by Dr. Joel Kahn, Dave Asprey kept making comments about how you need animal products in your diet to be healthy. Check this out.
If you want to have adequate testosterone production, it's really helpful to have some of these animal fats in your diet to have healthy membranes. Because the bottom line is we actually aren't made out of plants. Like if you look around, we are made out of animals because we are animals.
So Dave Asprey is basically saying because we're animals, we should be eating animals because their tissue is more similar. But by his logic, that would mean that humans should eat other humans because they got the most similar tissue. It makes no sense. That's not how biology works. I wish we had somebody there like Dr. Garth Davis who's more forthright and he's not scared to say you're wrong. And this happened at an event a couple of years ago where he was on a stage up against Dave Asprey and he basically called him out. Check this out.
So these other doctors like Dr. Mark Hyman, who runs functional medicine for Cleveland Clinic, who has a quote on the cover of my New York Times bestselling book about fat, and hundreds of others, including cardiac surgeons who recommend the Bulletproof diet to their patients, they're all wrong, right?
They are wrong. No, I mean, when I say wrong, they're flat out wrong.
The fact that people feel better on moderate protein. One thing that's terribly missing from vegan diets is collagen, which is the connective tissue that makes your joints. One of the things that makes my joints not hurt anymore, even though I thought your joints were supposed to always hurt, is that your joints are made of collagen, and I eat collagen again. And this comes from animals. There is no plant-based collagen.
Okay, so now he's saying that we need to eat animals for collagen. This is just completely not true. Luckily, Dr. Joel Kahn was there, who provided a good rebuttal.
Collagen is important, and this is obscure, but it's also, you guys are young, healthy, you want great skin, great hair, great nails, taking biotin, all this stuff. You don't need to eat animal collagen because our human body makes collagen. So you can make collagen. You don't have to eat animal collagen. You don't have to drink bone broth. You need to eat healthy to maintain it. I will say I'm rather proud of this because, again, you guys are growing up in a world that's going to be congested and dirtier and more polluted and more, I can calculate it online. In my 40 years of being a plant eater, I've saved 15,000 animals and 16 million gallons of water. So when I have my eulogy told, which I hope by that time will be 45,000 animals and 60,000 gallons of water, that, each of us, if you know the story about throwing a starfish back, we can make one little difference in the world. And being sensitive to your carbon footprint in every way, in your car, in your bike, in your walking, but in your food, which is the biggest segment of your carbon emission as a human on the planet, can be just one personal vote for sensitivity, humanity, and for doing good.
We have a very long history of eating animals, and I've looked a lot at monoculture habitat destruction, and if you've ever seen what a field of soybeans does to all of the animals that are killed by tractors who go through
there.
there.
To feed cows,
I think vegetarians eat soybeans last time I
90%
checked.
of all soy is fed to cows.
That's true.
Hey, we're all in agreement. Let's not do that, right?
Agree.
So, but here's the deal. Whatever plants you're growing, keep in mind I run an organic farm with very high productivity per acre. Guess what plants eat? They eat dead animals. They eat poop. That's what it does. So what we're doing to feed these vegan diets out there is we're actually mining minerals. We're about to run out in 40 years, the stuff we use to make fertilizer, or maybe we can get some from natural gas and put it back in. But we're trashing the soil to make what most vegans eat because there aren't that many organic vegans. Talk about, yeah, I know, it's kind of funny when science comes in.
You can see that Kip is winding up for a really, really big response.
How many acres are in your farm?
I have 32 acres.
Okay, so 32 acres, how many sheep?
Right now, I have a half acre with 3 sheep.
Okay, half acre with 3
And we
sheep.
rotate them around so they can eat lots of
Okay,
grass.
so we eat lots of grass, which is land use. So if we were to take his 32 acres and I was going to go veganic farming, which how Cowspiracy ends, I would blow away the production with veganic composting and production. Can I film sometime you killing the sheep with your own bare hands? Can I film that?
You could actually film me taking it down on a bandsaw, because I actually know how to do that.
Film that?
Yeah, sure, you can film that.
Right now, I'm gonna come here.
As long as you take a bite when we're done.
There's nothing in dead, rotting animal flesh, whether it's you just killed or not, in animal flesh that you cannot get somewhere else.
There are plant-based keto diets. There's a Facebook user page that in the last few months has grown to enormous numbers, plant-based ketogenic diet.
Dr. Joel Kahn and Kip are basically telling the audience and everybody watching, you don't need to eat animal products to be healthy. And Joel Kahn makes a really, really good point by saying you can be low carb as a vegan. You don't need to eat meat to be low carb, although he later says that it's not the healthiest way to go. But I'm really happy that he made that point. And after that, check this out. Kip basically criticizes Dave's Bulletproof diet biohacking branding. Check it out.
And then that's when I said, rather than, I guess you'd say biohacking, I guess I would call it bio-harmonizing. Like, my whole thing is about harmonizing myself within this greater picture of this planet, especially at the time we live in. Rather than bulletproof coffee or bulletproof diet, we have enough bullets around. It sounds like a Trump thing. I'd say I'm more of something like a harmony diet, or to incorporate myself within the bigger picture.
So that was the debate. Let me know what you thought of it. It ended soon after that. I always find these nutritional discussions always really emotional, and they become quite divisive. I personally find it annoying that people like Dave Asprey, even though he's not a doctor and he can't back up his diet of any science, despite this he's always allowed to go on these big stages and he's given such a big platform often. But let me know what you think. If you're interested in the plant-based vegan lifestyle, then check out What the Health, which is a film on Netflix, and the book The China Study. I'll link some more resources down below. But that's it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you are subscribed, click the bell by the subscribe button so you can get an update when we put out our weekly videos. That's it. Have a good day. See you later.